What is good, everybody? This is Gun Hill Bane, aka Bainbridge Omega, and this is part 2 of my review of Wrestlemania Sunday. That's right, it's been a long weekend of professional wrestling, and we had some great entertaining moments. We had some cringy moments. We had some what in the world? Why is it on my TV screen type of moments. And I'm just going to go quickly to everything because, listen, you got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. So, I see the theme for the whole entire weekend. It's the end of an era. It was the end of the era of what we know in the best years of professional wrestling. The Undertaker finally goes into the Hall of Fame. We got to see Stone Cold Steve Austin stun his own nemesis for one last time. And, of course, starting up WrestleMania, Triple H walking down the aisle, playing Here Comes the Game, spitting the water up in the air, and you know it's a surreal sight knowing that this could be the last time we actually see Triple H walk in that manner. And he basically, thanked the crowd and tell them welcome to WrestleMania. Pyrotechnics go off while he leaves his boots in the middle of the ring. Of course, Triple H retired, due to his complications with his heart. He can no longer compete in a WWE ring ever again. Few notes. Just want to add here. Let me see. That was the Raw Tag Team Championship. RK Bro, Alpha Academy, Street Profits. First off, Montez Ford is absolutely amazing. He is incredible. The athleticism of this guy is just insane. This dude, at one point, he ran like he's trying to do a stinger splash over Chad Gable. He flipped over Chad Gable. He flipped over the steel ring post over and onto a whole group of wrestlers. The height of which is just amazing. There was a huge top rope RKO by Riddle. That was amazing to see. Gabe Stevenson, I may have botched that up. At the end of the fight, by the way, RK Bro won. Gabe Stevenson actually showed up into the ring, having a celebratory toast of all of them. And of course, Chad Gable was shushing him, and Gabe Stevenson gave him a suplex, blah, blah, blah. Overall, okay match, nice way to start out, WrestleMania. Nothing too special around it here. The second match, Omas versus Bobby Lashley. I wasn't really into that match at all. I'm not into Omas. Bobby Lashley should have been in a far more high-profile match for a man of his caliber. At one point, Omas was giving him the bear hug, and he threw Bobby Lashley so hard into the ring post. In the height, the back of Lashley's head hit the ring post. I'm surprised he didn't even get knocked out or whatnot. It's ridiculous. But anyway, Lashley beats Omas. I don't know what they're going to do with Omas afterwards. Thanks for coming. You're done. All right? Next one. Oh, yeah. This whole Jackass thing. Listen, if you're a fan of Jackass, you probably love this match. Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. I'm not a fan of it. I thought it was stupid. I thought it's not wrestling. I know, I get it. It's entertainment. This is what the WWE is kind of pushing for. But it's just disgusting. Sami Zayn, hopefully, should be paid top dollar for what he's doing. The man is a national treasure. He is a skilled wrestler. For him to go through such tomfoolery, you better be paying him the max amount of money possible and a bonus on top of that. There were a ton of mouse traps. A lot of mouse traps. Sami Zayn got thrown through a table with mouse traps super glued to it. Wee Man actually picked up Sami Zayn and gave him a body slam. You know, at the moment when I first saw it, I was angry. I was screaming to the top of my lungs. It was bullshit. But a day later, you gotta admire the strength of Wee Man. I mean, he picked up a tall, big guy in Sami Zayn, so that was impressive. Prosthetic leg to Sammy's nuts, a bowling ball to Sammy's nuts, a giant hand slapping in the face of Sami. It's all stupid. You know, if you saw it, you know how ridiculous it was, and I was not a fan of it. And then you got the women's tag team match: Sasha Banks, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. Who was on? Oh yeah, Natalya, Shayna Baszler, and of course the women's tag team champion Zelina Vega, Queen Zelina, and Carmella in her ridiculous gimp mask. You know, her white gimp mask. Sasha Banks and Naomi, they arrive in a hot ass Lamborghini. I mean, I was digging that. That was dope. That was really dope. But I wasn't really into that women's match. It is what it is. The right team did win. Sasha and Naomi, they were both very athletic. They were both in sync. I don't know what they're going to do with the women's tag team titles. There's not even enough women on the roster to even pass that around. So, you know what? It's a good, payday for a lot of the women involved. So that's good. Then we go to Edge versus AJ Styles. Apparently, AJ Styles cut his face on the Wrestlemania sign or whatever the case may be before walking into the ring. Some people were saying that the pyrotechnics kind of burned off his face a little bit and he got a small cut, but plain as day, you could see it was bleeding over to the side. Edge's entrance was unbelievable. I feel that if the Undertaker wanted to pass the torch to somebody in terms of entrance and presentation, it should be Edge. Edge looked like a cross between let me see, Undertaker, Gangrel, and Triple H. If there's a way of saying that, he just looks so ominous. He looks like Lucifer himself. So, big match, great back and forth. There was a springboard attack by AJ Styles in which, Edge counteracted with the knees, kind of hurt him around here. It was a straight up wrestling match. One of the best wrestling matches that we had the entire night. If you could, yeah. It was an actual wrestling match. Can you believe that? That was actually cool. End of the match, Damian Priest appeared as AJ Styles was about to go for the phenomenal forearm. And with that one split second, Edge came out with a huge spear in midair and got the 1, 2, 3. So now Edge is in an alliance with Damian Priest and look like a new factions brew, maybe the new Brood in a way. So let's see what happens with that. So let me see what else I have here. Sheamus, Ridge Holland, Butch, my God, versus the New Day. I like the New Day coming out to Big E's costume. They, these guys are brothers. They love each other. They look out for each other. So that was a cool little gesture. I know that Big E somewhere was digging it big time. But as far as the match goes, I wasn't really into it. It was okay, but it was basically a calm down match from Edge versus AJ Styles. So that was it. The Undertaker came out to another standing ovation. He looks good in that suit, man. I mean, there's got to be a place for him in the WWE after all of this, like a manager role or something, because he looks good in that suit. This could be a new variation of The Undertaker that we could actually dig. So we'll see how that goes. And then we come to what I say is the match of the night. If I will have to be a little bit biased here, this is damn well the best match of WrestleMania. Surprisingly, Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. I see why everyone is so high on Austin Theory. This guy looks like a star in the making. And even Vince McMahon said it himself. He's going to be a future Universal Champion. I mean, he said that before regarding Drew McIntyre. So he's never wrong in these types of areas. So we'll see how that goes. But Universal Champion, we have to talk about that later. Pat McAfee walking through the stage with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. He got a football. His punting skills are completely on point. The crowd was electric. He was coming out to the White Stripes by Seven Nation Army. So, so that was cool. I like that. Listen, there was a huge hurt of Corona by Pat McAfee. He did at one point, he was on the top rope trying to throw off Austin Theory. Austin Theory pushed him off, and he did a flip. Pat McAfee did a flip, landed on his feet like a cat. And as a cat, he jumped. He leaped all the way up to the very top and gave a huge suplex to Austin Theory. Pat McAfee is amazing. This is a commentator. His wrestling skills are better than some of the wrestlers on the WWE roster. I don't know if that's a great thing or a sad thing. The fact that you have a commentator who's an ex-punter being more impressive with his wrestling skills than some I see on the roster itself. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. So, Pat McAfee won that. The crowd was on an all-time high until Vince McMahon decided to come into the ring. And then they have a match. Then, you had Austin Theory decking Pat McAfee from behind. And then all of a sudden, McMahon was giving him clotheslines after clotheslines and God knows what else. And he kind of took the air out of the crowd. At one point, he took a football and, proceeded to fakely try to punch it to the crowd, which he didn't do. But he punted the football towards Pat McAfee's ribs. So, it was a big come down on sorts. And then out of nowhere, the glass shatters and Stone Cold Steve Austin starts coming down the ring and confronting Mr. McMahon. He gave a beautiful stunner to Austin Theory, and Austin Theory sold it well. Hell, I think he sold it better than The Rock. And that's saying something. He's up in the upper echelon of performers who know how to sell the stunner well. And you're right up there with Scott Hall and The Rock. Austin Theory, you're going places, buddy. And then he tried to do that with McMahon. I mean, at first, he invited McMahon to have a celebratory drink of the beer. And McMahon wanted to sip it first to see if it's good or not. And he said, damn, this is some good shit, per se. So they started drinking, and of course, Austin tried to give him the stunner, kick him in the gut, and McMahon kind of fell back, and he lost his footing and tried to bring back his footing, and Austin tried to grab him, and it was amazing. Austin is amazing. He went from the best stunner that he ever had in years to possibly the worst stunner that he ever done in years, all in one segment. That is incredible. And of course, he invited Pat to the ring for a celebratory beer, gave him a stunner, and I know that Pat was really wanting to take the stunner from Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then they had a shot of Pat McAfee still drinking the beer while he was knocked out. So, you know what? It was a weird segment. It was chaos. It was all over the place. But love the Pat McAfee segment. Really not digging the McMahon segment. And it finished off nicely somewhat with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then we come to the main event of the evening. the one that everyone was waiting for, the biggest WrestleMania match of all time. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, title for title. And, at first, of course, Paul Heyman was doing the ring announcing for Brock Lesnar. Sorry, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns took the mic from the announcer and announced himself into the ring. Big man fight, It's something that you normally will see out of these two men every single time they lock up, Suplex, Superman punch, spear this, spear that. At one point, Lesnar got him in the Kimura lock, and he got him there for a good minute. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's during or before that, but apparently Roman Reigns seriously got injured, right? There was like a huge bulge on his arm, and he was yelling at Paul Heyman that my arm is out, and but he recuperated and gave one more move to Brock Lesnar, and now he's the Universal and the WWE champion. He holds both belts, and he is the one. Oh God, I'm watching this right now. I'm literally watching this right now, and yes, there is a bulge on his arm, a huge bulge, which is bad. It's like it was popping into place. Lackluster main event. It didn't really set the world on fire in terms of what you expect a main event to be, but it is what it is. My analysis of WrestleMania, night one was amazing. The return of Cody Rhodes, Stone Cold Steve Austin giving KO the stunner. Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair having one of the best women's matches out there. Ronda and Charlotte having the worst women's championship matches out there. Night two, I hated the Jackass. I hated Omas. AJ Styles and Edge was amazing. Pat McAfee was amazing. And the main event was meh. Was this the best WrestleMania weekend of all time? Hell no. Absolutely not. Bar none. Was it the best WrestleMania in the past 2 years? Absolutely. It was a huge crowd in Dallas. And many points that were ecstatic. The presentation is bar none. No matter what you could say about it, the WWE know how to present a show. They love their pyro. They love their camera work. They love their video packages. They love their sets. They love everything about it. And it's, as I said it time and time again, Vince McMahon and the WWE, they are the masters of smoke and mirrors and providing you with an experience that you will never forget. The in-ring quality may suck at times, but you will not care. That's their motto. Right? We suck at wrestling, but you will not care. We are the leaders of entertainment. So, as it is, we're about to go to the Raw after WrestleMania, and hopefully, I'll probably do a quick little review on that because everyone wants to know what Cody Rhodes will have to say after departing from AEW and showing up on the grandest stage of them all. What are his plans? And I'll tell you a hidden secret right here. He wants to be WWE champion. My prediction, and this should be right, he should be the only one, to beat Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. Do it at SummerSlam, and you got yourself a bona fide babyface on your hands for the next year to come. Will they go on that note? I don't know. This is Vince. This is Bruce Pritchard. We'll see what they can do. But that's about it. I also do, this is Bainbridge Omega, Gun Hill Bane. I also do commentary on Wrestling Cup Classic which is on Twitch. So type in WCC or Wrestling Cup Classic. We have Strike Force on Monday night. We have Trap Down on Thursday night. So it is good. So stick with that. And again, if you like what you see out here, want to conclude on, listen, it's new for me. So give me a like, subscribe, give me some comments. Let me know what you guys think. I like to interact with you guys. And until next time, this is Gun Hill Bane signing off. See ya.